There are things you do in life that will change you. And everybody, I keep hearing all the time about this change that everyone is talking about. And you're not going to have that change. Every time you hear people say, be the change that you want to see in this world. But how do we change? You know, what's the deal? I say to you guys, the fastest way to change your life, change your language, you'll change your life. Change one or two of the words that you use, you'll change your perspective, you'll change your thoughts, you'll change your habit, you'll change your life just by changing some of the words. But there are other things that you can do. If you change your habits, if you do something like you train for a marathon, the marathon training I did completely changed my life. I used to run 5 miles a day, and then I switched it to 7 and then 10, and I thought I was the shiz. And then when I started going 17, 18, 19-mile runs, totally changed my perspective. And then the marathon itself, it changed it. These things change your life. When you train long-distance running, you watch what you eat, because an extra sandwich or an extra chocolate bar or extra whatever, you're going to feel that in your legs. So these things change you. If you give up starches, just saying, if you give up starches, fast sugars, give up the certain breads, the white rice, if you give it up and give up sugar, you're going to change. And your mind is going to change. Your perspective is going to change. Your body's going to change. Your mood will change. You'll look at it and you won't go back to it. I'm very sincerely, you'll look at it and you won't want to eat it. If you go vegetarian, forget about veganism. Obviously, for those who don't know, once again, those who are just tuning in, to be vegan, it means to be cruelty-free. Vegetarianism is different. That's what you eat. To be vegan, it's a cruelty-free life. And when you look at it as a cruelty-free life, that changes you. It's different. It's very different. And so if you want to change in this world, just give yourself a chance. Go through the process. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. You don't have to be vegan. I didn't say that. If you want to try vegetarian, if you try it for a while, you're not going to want to go back. The same with vegan. If you try it, you're not going to want. It's going to be difficult for you. You might be really upset that first time there's nothing. You're at some place and there's nothing to eat and you're starving, and then you decide to, try bread or for the first time in months, or you try meat for the first time in months because there's nothing there and you're starving. Then you'll feel the difference. It's an interesting situation. Or if you swear off coffee, no more coffee. And then now I'm not saying don't drink coffee. I'm not saying don't eat meat. I'm not saying any of that stuff. I'm saying when you do these things, they change you. If you get into the habit of going to the gym every day, or if you get into the habit of jogging every day, or getting into the habit of doing something good for yourself every day, you're going to keep doing it. And you're not going to want to stop. It doesn't necessarily become obsessive. That's not the point. But it'll change you, and it will change you for the better. And if you decide to go back to eating meat, if you decide to go back to eating chocolate bars, if you decide to go back to drinking coffee, if you decide to stop working out, if you decide to stop reading books, if you decided to close your mind up, say you tried it and you gave it up, say you were going to church, and you liked going to church and it became part of you, and then you stopped for whatever reason, that's a thing, but it's going to change you. So by all means, get out there and try it. You just try it. Try different things, but give it an honest shot. Don't try it for a day. Don't be like, I quit smoking for a day. I didn't like it. I went back. Don't be like that. Quit smoking for a year, or 9 months. 9 months, 3 months, 9 months, a year. Quit smoking for real. And then if you want to go back, give it a shot and go back. Quit drinking alcohol for for real, 9 months, a year, and then see what happens. And if you want to go back, go back. If you don't want to go back, don't go back. And so, these things change you. Go to the gym for a year, every day, every day. Sometimes good days, sometimes bad days. And if you can do it, do it. And if you, stop and then see how you feel. You'll change. It'll be different. Give someone a chance. Open up your mind. You know, if you're not into astrology, so what? Give astrology a chance. Listen to it. You know, find a good astrologer and listen to them. Join the SunnySide. Join our Facebook group. You know, support the channel. Join my Patreon. You know, give astrology a real chance from a real astrologer, and you know, maybe you'll like it. See what happens if you know, you give it up. You know, just like music, you know, give jazz music a chance. You don't like it the first time, obviously. Your brain can't prepare for it. It's like classical music. Your brain isn't trained to listen to the classical music. So, but give it a chance, and then take it from there. And that's the action. You know, that's the action. If you want to change your life, really change your life, and then you'll see. You know, in hypnosis, as a hypnotherapist, I used to do things. You know, I used to say, you're going to challenge yourself to see the change. One of the change is not enough. You have to recognize and realize that you've changed and appreciate how far you've come, so that you can appreciate yourself and appreciate the action. You know, and that's all you got to do. So do it. Make a solid, honest change in your life, and then, you know, just give it a shot and see where it goes. And you may be surprised that you might wake up into a super beautiful new day, into a world that you never even dreamed could be as beautiful as it is. Not because the world has changed, just because you've changed. And that's the action.